The honorary degree will now be conferred. Mr. President, will you present the honorary degree candidate, Jack Blaney?
Mr. Chancellor, great universities are the unplanned legacy of many relatively anonymous individuals, faculty, staff, and students whose work and achievements accumulate gradually over time. But great universities are also influenced by decisive acts of leadership at crucial stages of their history. As Simon Fraser University approaches the celebration of its 40th anniversary, we are particularly conscious of the contributions of a few key leaders who have decisively shaped the character of this university. One such is Jack Blaney. Dr. Jack Blaney joined Simon Fraser University more than 30 years ago as Dean of Continuing Studies. He brought with him a new vision for the future, a downtown campus filled to capacity with lifelong learners eager to continue their education. His confidence and integrity inspired all to share his dream. As Vice President, he was steward of our first capital campaign, Bridge to the Future, and its great success, including the creation of the Harbor Center campus, owes much to his drive and conviction. Jack forged friendships with every sector of the community and gave them the freedom to shine. He hired talented people and mentored them. And today, SFU Vancouver is a jewel in the heart of the city, many of its facets cut and polished by Jack Blaney. Jack's unshakable faith in the power of face-to-face dialogue to effect positive social change is legendary. As president, he set himself the task of acting on that belief. And once again, he drew on the loyalty and goodwill of our entire community, and again his energy and enthusiasm proved irresistible. The Morris J. Wask Center for Dialogue, that most elegant addition to our downtown campus, stands as the most visible tribute to Jack Blaney's imagination and leadership as president of Simon Fraser University. Jack's counsel has been sought after by many in this province and country. He serves as a commissioner of the International Joint Commission, and he is a co-creator and founding director of Action Canada and a past chairman of the Fraser Basin Council. He has given generously of his time to a variety of community boards, including the Vancouver Board of Trade and the Vancouver Police Board. And in 2003, when our provincial leaders needed someone with consummate leadership skill, they turned to Jack Blaney to chair the Citizens' Assembly on Electoral Reform, a historic initiative which was itself a new model of democratic citizenship in action. Mr. Chancellor, Jack Blaney has penned several significant chapters in the history of Simon Fraser University. His pioneering advocacy of lifelong recurrent education opened new vistas for adult learners. His wisdom and generosity played a pivotal role in building Simon Fraser University's reputation as an innovative and responsive institution. And under his guidance, Simon Fraser University expressed its values and commitments in words and deeds that set the highest standards of achievement for generations to come. Throughout his career, he has been that most exemplary of leaders, one for whom no dream is too big and no task too small. I now ask, on behalf of the Senate of this university, that you confer upon Jack P. Blaney the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Jack Blaney, by virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Dr. Blaney will be hooded by Dr. John Waterhouse, Vice President, Academics.
It is with pleasure that I now call on Dr. Blaney for his convocation address.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, graduates, and friends, a lot of friends. It is truly a great honor to receive an honorary Doctor of Laws from Simon Fraser University. And it gives me an enormous amount of pleasure to be with you today here because of all the tasks that I had as president, nothing gave me more pleasure than convocation. So I have 5 minutes to say whatever I wish to several hundred of the finest minds in the country, 508 as I understand it. Now that's quite an opportunity. Of course, I'm sure what you want me to talk about is exactly how the single transferable vote works. But I will discuss the Citizens' Assembly as an innovation in citizen engagement. In particular, I want to talk about your engagement and your leadership as citizens of Canada. The Citizens' Assembly was indeed historic. Never before had a government given ordinary citizens such an independent and powerful role in shaping an important public policy question. However, equally historic was the commitment, the record-breaking commitment shown by 160 members of the Assembly. In January 2004, we started with 160 members, aged 18 to 80. And when we completed our work, 1 year later, we had 159. Weekend attendance was perfect. Reasons for absence included my husband died, I had a baby, our daughter got married. With some members in times and crutches, almost all members made it to every weekend. Why? Why this Guinness Book of Records commitment? Because the government set conditions never ever before packaged together. First, members were randomly selected so they represented themselves and not organizations, and they represented the diversity of BC. Second, members were given a very important task. Third, members were totally independent from government. 4, membership was equally men and women. 5, members had real power. Their recommendations went directly to the people of BC. Such conditions create incredibly committed citizens. And recognizing that special trust placed in them, the Assembly members then decided to anchor their decisions not on partisan positions, but on their shared values. The results were magic. Adult learning and adult leadership at its very best. We can take great pride that the Assembly idea was invented right here in BC. We created a social innovation that much of the world right now is working hard to learn about. But I want to note that the Assembly is a government-initiated citizen engagement. And as important as that engagement is, and it truly is, we have yet to invent equally potent ways to dramatically bolster individual leadership. Strong, courageous, moral, individual leadership. Let me build this idea by telling you about an exceptional young man. Several years ago, Sam Bellsberg and I created Action Canada. Its mission is to select and nurture Canada's future leaders. Each year, we select 20 truly outstanding young Canadians, those just on the very brink of their career, and all with a great track record of leadership. We have just selected the third group of young leaders, and in that group is Craig Kielberger, now 22 years old. At age 12, Craig founded Free the Children, the largest worldwide network of children helping children. Their goal is to free children from exploitation and abuse, and to free children from the idea that they are powerless to create positive change in the world. Free the Children's achievements, from building hundreds of primary schools to improving health of millions, is both staggering and inspiring. Craig also co-founded Leaders Today, a whole speech of 30 minutes, co-wrote 4 books, and is on several international boards. Craig has earned many awards and has twice been seriously nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Craig is entering fourth year at the University of Toronto and wants to be a professor of peace studies. His goal and his declared promise to children of the world is to end armed conflict. So, I asked Craig, what is the world's most serious problem? His reply, with so many tragedies staring right at us, why? Historically and today, why are there so many passive spectators? Why are there so few real leaders? I will conclude my remarks by saying that, of course, many of us are involved, and among us today, here, there are Craig Kielburgers, but not enough, especially in public service. There are still too many poor children in Canada, and far too many in the world. Too much precious air and water being spoiled, too much energy wasted, too much confrontation in politics, too many wonderful opportunities not taken. Now, just as we haven't invested in citizens assembled, let us now invest in citizens as individuals, citizens as leaders. We need to invent ways to get more people interested in becoming effective, trusted, and inspiring leaders. What research and development could pay greater dividends? And why not invent it right here in BC? Hey, why not at SFU? We simply need more people of all ages to step up and take charge. The opportunities for public leadership are all around us, especially for you and especially for Canada. To all of you, my heartiest congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Blaney.